Punch and Wine. And I'm Raya,
Reva,
and Lynn. And we're here today to bring you our book to movie adaptation of Horton Hears a Who. I didn't know that Dr. Seuss had like a different name.
Oh, yeah?
And he's not a doctor either.
He's not. He's a self-proclaimed doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But his name is Theodor Seuss Geisel. And so he just changed his name to Dr. Seuss and got that. Anyway, the book came out in 1955. And long time ago. There was a few movies. There was one from 1970, animated, and then another animated movie made in 2008. Mm-hmm. Before we get into that, we are drinking one of Treva's picks. It's the Romance Red Sweet Wine from Cooper's Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
Which we like to have our retreat meetings there a lot.
retreat meeting.
So it's interesting that we're doing Dr. Seuss. And what year did you say this one came out? 58? 55. Because a couple months back, I don't know why I was doing research on Dr. Seuss. It may have to do with like books being pulled off shelves and stuff, but like Dr. Seuss had some really bad animations back in the day, or I guess cartooning back in the day when it came to like Black people. But I just could not believe the pictures and the stories and the stuff that he had, like Negroes for Sale. Yep. And so I'm really glad that he moved into this direction. But there are some kids' books that when you really look back at the pictures and stuff, you're just like, wait a minute.
And he was born in like 1904 and like Britain somewhere. So like it's fitting.
I know.
The full offense, but no offense. Anyways, I listened to this book on Audible. I didn't actually like read it. And my attention span did not last. So I ended up having to listen to it twice because it was only like 16 minutes. And according to me, I just tuned out everything. So I listened to it twice.
The moment you started thinking about the grocery list, the book was over and you're like, oh, is it done?
Oh, I don't even know what even happened right now. But I actually did like the book, like the actual story. It's basically a condensed version of the movies. Like it's just the bullet point lines of it, and then they expanded it for the movies. But pretty much I like the book.
I did too. And, now, of course, I'm reading Dr. Seuss with the deeper meaning and just this whole acceptance of people with different views and the abuse that the poor elephant was receiving when people thought that he was crazy, kind of the way that we treat people with disabilities, mental illnesses in this country.
Other able.
Yeah. So it's just like, wow, man, this is a little deep. I don't know if Dr. Seuss was going there. But I feel like I'm reading stuff with a different lens now. And I'm like, the abuse of this poor elephant, because he's telling you that he hears these people in the flower. It wasn't like, let's try to understand you. Let's see what we can do. And let's take care of this flower because you're so attached to it. It was like, let's abuse you and kick you and beat you. And
there's always a Karen.
And meet you and melt
Karen
the flower.
the kangaroo. I wanted that interesting.
Karen the kangaroo.
I didn't even connect that.
Hey, Karen.
Oh, very interesting. And Karen's kid, the cub. So anyway,
the cubs always end up changing those Karens.
So anyway, I just thought it was really interesting the way that I received that book. Because I've read it a billion times. So.
Yeah, I have that book, so I read it too. And of course, I am the cartoon head. I love all cartoons. And so I'm very glad that you guys enjoyed the book. But I don't really know that we can really talk too much more about it. It was pretty short. Did both of you get a chance to watch the older version of the?
I didn't get a chance to watch it recently, but I remember watching it back in the day when when I used to watch the Dr. Seuss books.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty on point. I just like when they are reenacting or recreating the movies now, how much animation has evolved. Like to watch it then and to watch it now, I'm like, because I sat and watched it with the little one who was like, this is the dumbest. Like he felt like he was watching his coloring books, you know what I mean? And then when you switch over to, more advanced versions of animation, it's just, you really appreciate how far we've come.
It is amazing.
Watching the 2008 movie, looking at the texture of Horton's skin, just imagine what like the book or the movie was from like 1970. Completely different.
But yeah, I loved it.
But
I loved everything.
I love the book, and I love the movie, and watching it. Of course, they had to expand out on things and make it a little bit longer, so it was an appropriate length movie. But what they expanded out on, I feel like carried the same storyline.
Yeah.
It just added to it.
Yeah, so I was really pleased with the way that they did that, because they just gave each character a little bit more life, but they didn't take it down like a road or a direction that it wasn't going in the first place. They just sort of took these little pockets of things and expanded on them and made them better. So I enjoyed the movie.
I just think, as we discuss in a lot of things that happen, or a lot of movies that happened in the past, and then we come now to the future state, I think that they take a lot of time to show the diversity, even in movies, and the compassion that he had. Even when you watch the crowd, how the crowd acts. Like, I think for kids, it's really nice to see that. You had this one Karen leading the pack, and everybody should have their own opinions. And some people who had their own opinions were kind of squashed down. But I think it teaches kids that you can speak up. You can speak up for people who are different. You can agree with people who are different, and you don't have to let the one Karen in the group, ruin the whole bunch.
Yeah.
That probably went too deep, but
you know what? This movie was in 2008, and I think I compare it to like the animations of from 2017 on, and the diversity on it, because when you look at the people who voiced the characters in this movie, it wasn't really diverse, right? So, you had like Steve Carell and Carol Burnett.
Yeah.
It wasn't a diverse voiceover cast.
No, but I feel like it was diverse to be not just actors. And I feel like that was what they were trying to do, is bring a comedic relief into it. Mm-hmm. So they got like Jim Carrey. Yeah. He's a very prominent comedian. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's an actor too, which actually he got to start on In Living Color. So he always gives a great thank you to the Black community for actually introducing him and giving him his voice and his platform and giving him a chance.
My girl.
Oh my God, I still know the dances, but but so you have him as a comedian, you have Steve Carell as a comedian, so you have all these
Carol Burnett.
Yeah, and so you have all these comedians that are literally doing the voiceovers to bring in a different light to acting. Or voiceovers, but to acting. Instead of getting these trained voice actors and whatnot, or even just people you don't even know, because they're voice actors, they're taking the personalities of these comedians and making it into a comic genius. Yeah. In the way that Horton acts in a lot of the scenes, his over the topness. In order to animate that, in order to match the animation, you have to have someone that can comedically do that. Yeah. Not just be oh no. You needed somebody that actually can get into it. I feel choosing comedians, whether they're a diverse aspect of them or not, I think they did a good job with that.
Yeah. Oh, they did a really good job. I'm now because we're seeing so much diversity in a lot of these films, even with the voice actors. I just feel like it's so noticeable to me. There are no people of color in the voices of any of these characters. But you got Jonah Hill, you got Seth Rogen.
I'm ready. I can do it.
Jim Carrey. You got terrible, and then you got A-list comedians in there, so you couldn't help but have a superb masterpiece. Yeah. When it comes to the voices of this production.
Could you imagine either David Allen Greer or Cedric Entertainer as Vlad? Mm-hmm. The good Vlad, not the bad Vlad. Or either one. Yeah. But just I heard their voices, they could actually have been that diversity higher.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting there, because with all the Pets movies and things like that, they're always. Kevin Hart is hilarious.
Kevin Hart's been rolling with those.
Yeah. So I like that. I think it's important to hear the different voices and show that everybody can do the work. Yeah. And it's interesting, because with this Horton Hears a Who, the Who's were pink and yellow and blue and green and all kinds of colors. So you didn't even really need diversity in the characters, because the colors, the different characters were already there. Yeah. It was really just about the voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so
we kind of summed up casting at the same time.
This is a very short kids book, so
yeah. Well,
but so enjoyable.
Yeah. It really was. I enjoyed it. I think, I just think that kids really should read these books and watch the movies. And
what I said, they want to ban every day.
No, that's okay. We can do it. We can do it. I want to put it out there. More contributions to our cause. We can do it. We can get it out there. Like that's, that'll help get us along with these kids groups that we're trying to bring together and watch the movie, read the books together and watch the movies together and just have them think about what they got out of it. It's very interesting to hear, what the 8-year-old brain thinks about what they just saw. And then what the 14-year-old or the 10-year-old, like everybody finds something different.
I love it. And because I was talking to one of our little cousins about another book that we had did. And I was like, okay, well, tell me what differences did you notice from the book into the movie? And she went on and talked for 30 minutes about the differences. And I was like, I like. And so I sort of was making her give a little review of the adaptations. I agree with you. I love the fact that, we're doing the kids' books, and hopefully kids will start doing it too, get their brains wandering and thinking.
Yeah.
And really
stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. Go to our website, click our donate. Please help us
donate.
I mean, because we're able to go out and purchase books for kids and try to help them. But when you're trying to bring them together, that's transportation that we need funds for to bring them together for different events. We can't always use the schools. And if we want to use the schools, then you got to get permission. And again, some of these books are not allowed there anymore. So if we want to have our own little private event where we are looking at things and discussing it, we need funds for that. So,
okay,
donate.
All right, you all ready to rate this one?
Yeah.
I think full glass. The adaptation, I think, was superb.
Yeah.
That third that.
And I fourth and second.
Oh, I thought you were was second.
Yeah, okay, I'm second and fourth.
There we go.
Second and fourth. So that's the only way we get a full bottle.
Yeah, full bottle.
It matches Brand's personality.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right, we got a full bottle on that one. So go check out Horton Hears a Who.
Yay!